you're watching this, you're gonna know who you are. I'm so sorry. You know when you should walk away, and then you probably don't do it for like another year.
You letting that go hold up the line.
Like, I think the main reason why people don't walk away is because they really want the person to change.
I'm so over it. Don't be texting, don't be calling.
Welcome back to the Ladies Always Win podcast. I am Law, your host, Miss Ladies Always Win. And we're back with the beautiful DJ Dej.
What's up, guys? It's Deja Monique, CEO of Gem City Grills. Also,
CEO.
Miss Law's personal DJ.
Yes.
So,
see us on the road soon. See us on the road soon. Yes, we're here. We're back. Deja has her wine. I have some decaf iced coffee in here because I stopped drinking regular coffee, which, yeah, what a journey that's been. I've been drinking coffee since I was like 12. Toxic, I know. But anyway, today we're talking about when to know when it's time to walk away, which Deja actually wanted to talk about this.
yes.
Why did you want it? Like, why did you think that this was like a really important subject for like girls to hear about?
Because honestly, I feel as though us as women, we get so, not even women, but like men and, just relationships could just go on a lot longer than they should.
Way too long.
And it's like, you're unhappy and then you complain and cry about how much time you wasted when you already knew
from the beginning,
from the beginning or the mid stages that this wasn't going to work. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, that's important. I've been in a relationship that like I stayed in like way too long past its expiration date, past its time. So yeah, knowing, like, I feel like there's a difference between knowing when to walk away and then actually walking away.
Absolutely.
I feel like you know when you should walk away, and then you probably don't do it for like another year because everyone's like holding on to the memories, you're holding on to like the dreams that you have for this relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The expectations of what you think your relationship is supposed to be.
No, yeah, it's a whole thing. Yeah, you definitely need to like know when to do it. So for me, like, I think I knew when I should have left probably like a couple of months into this relationship, maybe like 4 or 5 months. And I don't think the relationship ended for like 2 years. Yeah, which is a long time. But I feel like for me at least, I really kept thinking, like, I think the main reason why people don't walk away is because they really want the person to change. And so they want to give that person enough time to change. Yeah. But it's like, I feel like I don't know, like there's kind of like a difference between like, kind of like deal breakers, right? Which we're talking about in like another episode.
Absolutely.
Red flags and deal breakers. If the episode's out, go listen to it. But like the difference I feel like when to walk away is like, you need to have a conversation, right? Like, there's a couple of stages. So I feel like whenever there's a problem, I don't think that you need to just dip and bounce whenever there's an issue in a relationship. I feel like you should stick it out. You should be there for that person. But I feel like stage one is to have a conversation, right? When you have a problem, you need to talk about it. And once you guys talk about it and you come to some kind of resolution, there needs to be almost like, I don't like using the term like probation period, but like some type of like monitoring, like I don't know, like review period where you're going to let, continue on just to see if this person is going to implement those things that you talked about.
Yeah.
And then you have like another almost like review of like, okay, I brought this up. Did you change this? Did you not change this? Right? If they kind of worked on it, cool. Maybe you have another conversation and you repeat the process. But I would say after maybe like 2-3 rounds of conversation, seeing if they changed, conversation, seeing if they changed.
Yeah, like repeating yourself over the same issue is just.
Yeah, no. Like once you do that a couple times, I feel like that's when it's like, okay, it's time to walk away. On top of the fact of just like when you feel it, like I feel like you're gonna.
You get burnt out.
Yeah, it's exhausting.
Trying
to fix a relationship. It's like literally there was someone at the studio the other day that was like complaining about like a relationship that they had.
Yeah.
And they were saying how like it took up so much of their, if you're watching this, you're gonna know who you are. I'm so sorry. But it was taking up so much of their mental energy that they had to leave what they were doing because they just could not get in the right headspace.
Exactly. I think that's a really big thing. When you can't think straight and you like losing your mind.
Yeah, you're losing yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Losing yourself. That's when you should sit back and be like, damn, is this really worth it?
So yeah, I think the biggest thing is like you have to really like reflect on yourself. And like, I feel like that's why it's so important to have deal breakers or to have boundaries, right? Because when you not like rules sounds bad, but when you have these boundaries or when you have like your non-negotiables, I like that term. When you have like your non-negotiables in a relationship, those kind of will tell you when it's time to walk away.
Yeah.
Because when someone is breaking that and when someone is going against that, that immediately is your signal to say, oh, they're not respecting my boundaries, right? They're not respecting the things that I put in place to keep myself and to keep my mental space, safe and secure. I need to leave the situation.
Because you don't care.
Yeah, like you don't care.
You don't care. So okay.
And I think a lot of people, like, especially if you're someone who like you love like so deep, it could be really hard for you to like let go.
That's true.
But that's the other thing too, right? When it comes to walking away from a relationship, I feel like you have to walk away and really focus on the direction you're going, which is forward. You cannot be turning back. You cannot be thinking about, oh, like, well, what, like, no. Those thoughts will consume your brain. They will consume your brain. So it's like, if you're, like, the biggest thing too, right, is when you're going to walk away, you need to make a decision. Rip the Band-Aid off. Do not drag that shit out, because if you do drag it out, again, you're going to see yourself in a situation and in a relationship that you shouldn't have been in years and years. And the other thing too is that the longer that you're in a relationship with someone that you shouldn't be with is the longer that you can't be in a relationship with the person you want to be with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Up the line.
You
letting that, damn, I don't want to curse. I'm trying to
No, you're okay. You're okay. YouTube hasn't monetized this yet. Say it.
You letting that fuck nigga hold up the line.
You know what's so crazy? I had this whole analogy one day in my brain. I don't know why my brain is like so visual. But I saw this like dining room table, right? Like everyone in your life is like a dining room table. Deja loves to have her notifications on.
I am so sorry.
No, actually, you know what? I don't think that.
That is the first time and last time that will ever happen. It's the heat.
She said the heat made me forget to turn my notifications off.
I used to blame everything on the heat. Like, in school, I used to be like, it's just so hot in here. I just like forgot.
I failed my test because it was just too hot. Nah, yeah.
It was just so hot.
I know they used to have like... Yeah, school and being hot, you just gave me like flashbacks. But I had this like analogy or like picture in my head that like everyone in your life is like at a dining room table, and you're at the head of the table because it's your life. So you have a spot for your mom, a spot for your dad, a spot for aunts and uncles, a spot for your friends, and then you have a spot for your significant other. There's only one chair there, right?
Right.
And so if you're dating somebody and you have someone in that chair, right? Let's say your perfect dream guy is like at the door, and like the waiter or the waitress is saying, hey, your chair is right there, but you can't go sit down until they get up. So like this person could be like sitting there waiting and they're in your life, deep. But it's like you have like there's only one seat available for that person. And if this other person that you should not be with is taking up that space, you are literally delaying the person that should be in your life coming in.
Your true love.
Yeah, your true love coming down and like sitting down. And I feel like people don't look at it that way. People look at it from like a scarcity mindset, and they feel like the person in their chair is the only person in their chair, and that if they leave, no one else is going to sit there. So a lot of times people will hold on to relationships because they feel like, well, if you leave, no one else is going to love me.
Yeah, and they also do become too dependent on them as well, too. Yeah. I see that a lot, actually. They're way too dependent.
Yeah. And then it's like you just hold on, and then it's just like this whole thing, and it's like it doesn't have to be... and it's, again, it's hard, but a lot of people really feel like, oh my God, like if you break up with me or if we are done, I'm never going to find someone. When in reality, it's like, no, you're actually going to open up that space for someone probably even better, but like you're not going to know until you like release it and like you let it go.
Right.
So I feel like if you're going to walk away, you need to walk forward, right? When you're walking away from something, you're not walking backwards, you're turning around and then you're walking forward. And so I feel like a lot, even like with walking away, which it's kind of like breaking up, right? The biggest thing I feel like people should do, like when you break up with someone, when you're walking out of like a negative situation, is like put all of your focus and attention like on yourself. Like really fill up your time, because obviously like you're going to have all these thoughts, all these, things of like, oh, what if, whatever. Forget about that. You need to block. You need to delete, right? You need to get rid of everything, which no one wants to do. Everyone, you probably delete some of the pictures, and then you got this hidden little folder with like 10 of your... No. Delete it all. Delete it from recently deleted.
It's so hard for me to delete photos.
Really?
I still actually have a lot of photos from my last relationships.
Deja.
They're definitely in the...
hidden?
In the Google Drive.
After this episode, we're deleting these photos.
No,
they're going.
Got time to sort
well, okay, but like, why do you have the photos? Like, do you feel like there's a reason that you haven't deleted them?
No, honestly. I mean, well, old me used to like want them, keep them. But now it's just like it automatically backs it up. So before.
Oh well, then we're getting rid of that. If there's no emotional attachment to that, we gotta let that go. Yeah, no, you got to get rid of, you got to block them, which I know some people feel like, oh, like I don't, like blocking is really like for you. Like sometimes blocking is not about the other person. And a lot of people feel like blocking is like immature. No, like
You
blocking
gotta
is
do what you gotta do.
yeah, blocking is about protecting your peace. Like sometimes I'll block you not because I don't want you to see my stuff. I don't want to see you. Like here's the thing, right? You have to protect
Unfollow.
yourself. Yeah, like you
So
have
now
to
block,
protect
unfollow.
yourself, like at all costs. So it's like if I know seeing you is gonna trigger me, I can't see you. I can't see your name. I can't see. I'll block your whole family. I'll block anybody
Yeah.
that'll possibly maybe. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see you. Nope. The blood of Jesus
I
is
don't
against you.
want to
No, thank you.
trace.
Yeah. So it's like sometimes you have to block the other person for yourself. And it's like when you're walking away with from someone and you're, kind of getting over and like you're practicing like the art of letting go, as people say, you're going to really have to just create a world without that person.
Yeah, and to where you don't have any time to even think about
Anytime,
that person.
right? And that's the biggest
definitely
thing. And like
works.
that's what blocking and all of that does is that it starts to create a new world without that person. And that's what you need to really come to grips with. And that's why people don't like to do it.
Yeah, and they need to remember too. You came into this world. You got to remember what life was like before you met that person.
Before them, yeah.
You were here. You were alive.
You were
you're
doing all
living,
types of
you're
things.
Fine.
Fine.
Exactly. Life goes on. You know what I mean?
No, yeah,
You
and
got to
that's the
look at
thing.
the brighter side of things.
No, yeah, you gotta look ahead. You have to just create a new world without them, which is why I think people find it difficult to block because they know once they do that, it really is like, oh my God, like I'm gonna start this whole new life without this person. But yeah. Exactly, right? So you need to block them, get rid of all that because you want to create a whole new just atmosphere where they don't exist and where you can focus on yourself and you can put all your energy into things that you want to do that don't involve that person. And I feel like that makes it a lot easier to walk away and to especially to not go back or to not look back, which shout out to my song No Going Back on all DSPs.
Yes.
You should go listen to it. But literally that's what the song is about. Like the whole song is about like not going back to someone. And it really was about like me. Like if you listen to the lyrics, like me thinking about it now, it really was about me being in a relationship that I shouldn't have been in for way too long. Yeah. And then I finally realized it and was like, bro, like, all right, like now I'm like really done. Like I'm not going to go back to this situation because
no double backs.
yeah, none of that. You don't want to do any of that. And the thing too, when you are trying to like leave a relationship and you are trying to like walk away from someone, you definitely need support, and that is okay. Like get all your friends together. Like you're gonna need, like you're not alone. And a lot of people sometimes feel like when they're breaking up with somebody or like they're leaving a situation that like it's just gonna be so lonely, but like no, like you have friends that you probably were neglecting when you were dating this person, which hopefully not, but a lot of people do it. So it's like you have friends, you have family, you know what I mean? Like, and even if you don't, like, again, like you can just really focus on yourself, like go hard on something like that you really like love, like learn a new skill, learn a new language, like something that's going to take up a lot of your time and energy.
Yeah, and that's going to make you better.
No, yeah, I would agree with that. But the biggest thing I feel like to know when it's time to walk away also is like just disrespect, right? If you're being disrespected, it's time to go. It is time to pack up them bags and skedaddle. Because if some, she said,
it's time to step.
Is that a little stepping dance? Deja can dance. Don't let her fool you, bro. Deja got the moves. But no, yeah, if you're being disrespected, it's time to walk away. If you don't feel appreciated, it's time to walk away. If it's just getting, like if you're repeating yourself, it's time to walk away. Like, you know what I mean? Like any of that. It's just like, this is, and the thing is, please, for the life of me, like don't know when it's time to walk away and then just choose to sit there. Because I know so many girls who complain about their relationships, but it's like you knew that you should have left him a year ago, and you're sitting here
ruin you.
Yeah, you're sitting here on a hope and a prayer that something is magically going to change in this man. Again, like once you have those couple conversations and there's no change, that's that. Like change is not magic. It's no fairy dust. Change is people making effort and people making decisions. So if this man is not making efforts and decisions to change his actions based off of the way that you feel, stars are not going to strike in the sky.
It's really insanity to stick with the person that's making you unhappy. Just keep going.
What is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So if you guys are having the same argument, if you're trying to do the same thing and you feel like he's going to change, you are literally going insane.
Yeah.
And that's not cute. You're probably out here looking crazy, and we don't want you out here looking crazy. It's no, just get out of it. Walk away. Your life was fine before him. Your life will be fine after him. Again, like when you're walking away, don't look at it so negatively, like you're walking away from something, but you're also walking into something else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like if
Yeah.
something is behind you, you're also walking towards something new. So I feel like the biggest thing is like flipping your perspective from, instead of like focusing on what you're losing, think about what you're gonna gain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like your peace of mind, your sanity. And it might not be like that at first. Obviously, there's going to be like an adjustment period, especially like when you had your life so engulfed with somebody else's. It's going to take time to just like recalibrate that and figure out like, okay, well, how do I live my life alone again? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But it's like the biggest thing is the reason why I think it is so hard for people to even walk away and start the process is the fear of loss. Right? They're like, oh my God, I'm so afraid because of like what I'm going to lose. But I feel like if people really like switch the perspective and been like, you know what, if I walk away from this person, what am I going to gain?
Yeah.
They'd be a lot quicker to leave because it's like, yo, actually, like I always look at the positive, always. It's like, bro, like if your boyfriend's short, be like, wow, I get to have a tall boyfriend now. Or like, I would think of petty shit like that, bro, I swear.
Yes. Oh, damn, I just forgot what I was about to say.
Turn it into a positive.
Turn that pain into a positive thing. You know what I mean? Use that shit to fuel you to become the best version of you.
No, yeah.
You
There's
know what
there's
I mean?
no better motivation, I feel like, than like a breakup. Like really
yes,
like stunts on this man.
seriously. That
like,
anger, ooh.
Bro, the revenge body people that be in the gym, they be there like 9 o'clock, just like, you could just tell they got into a breakup and they be going hard, bro, hard. But then watch, they're gonna pop, like, you're gonna block your ex for like 3 months, unblock him, like a few pictures, boom, he's gonna lurk on your page real quick, see a whole new you.
Catch the whole glow up.
Right? The glow up, which I really want to make a whole episode of like the glow up guide. Again, to like more like practical tips of like.
Yeah, like socialite shit.
Yeah, like how to actually like really like, you know, like what to do. Like once like you left, you're kind of like, what do I do with my time? Like, trust me, I got a list of ideas because all I was doing, like, I mean, there's a lot you could be doing. But she said, it's the little Deja dances. We're going to make a whole little montage clip of the Deja dances. But that is our episode for today. When is it time to walk away? And honestly, it's time to walk away when you feel disrespected and when the relationship is not serving you anymore, when you're not being valued. So if any of those are going on, it doesn't mean that you don't love the person. As much as you love them, you have to love yourself more to be able to be like, you know what, this is not serving me. And again, if something is not serving you, it's probably damaging you. A lot of people feel like things can be neutral. No. If something is not positive, it's negative. If something is not good for you, it's probably bad for you.
Right.
So if this relationship is not serving you in a positive way, whether you know it or not, it's probably serving you in a negative way. It's taking away your time, even just like your mental energy, right? You're thinking about it, and you could be putting that energy towards a lot of better things, like yourself.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
If you are listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts, leave us a review. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Comment down below your favorite part of the video and any episode ideas that you might have for us. And we will be back next Wednesday. Deuce, deuce.